Hi, I'm Jim Ryan, I'm president of PlayStation Europe. I actually come to Poland a lot. I love visiting Warsaw. I always have a good time here. But you know, we're in the midst of a very busy period. Destiny launches next week. We've got a huge partnership with Activision and the local distributor. And I believe there's some other console activity in a day or so's time. So I thought it was time just to come and see what was happening out here in Warsaw. It's been a really great 10 months since we launched. I think the team here in Poland's just done a fantastic job. We're doing great globally. We just announced 10 million units sold, fast approaching 6 digits here in Poland, which has just smashed anything else we've ever done here to smithereens. I mean, the rate of momentum is fantastic. I think the local effort has been immense. Generally, the PlayStation 4 proposition with social connectedness, you know, taking the social phenomenon that exists of YouTube and social networks and embedding it in the PS4 experience has really worked, really resonated, and everybody so far appears quite happy. The first and probably the most important is to continue to deliver a stream of great games. Many of these games are announced and known about. Some will arrive very soon. Others are still being worked upon, and we'll just have to tease everybody by allowing them to speculate what they might be, but there's a lot been worked on. The second is to continue to evolve the core PS4 experience, and that is done I think most principally by firmware upgrade. Last month at Gamescom we unveiled 2.0 upgrade, and the kind of cornerstone of that is SharePlay, where I can be in Warsaw and I own the game, and you can be in Krakow and you don't own the game, but I can invite you to come and help me through a particular difficult part of it. And I think that's a great, you can talk all you want, talk's cheap about social features, but that's a real social feature. And then the third is innovation into the longer term. I'd pick on 2 or 3 things to demonstrate our commitment to that. One is Project Morpheus, our virtual reality. It's at present, it's just R&D, it's just an R&D project, but everybody at PlayStation is very excited by the potential of this, and there's a lot of time, a lot of effort been spent on how could we turn this into something that might have a mass market application. That would be one thing. PlayStation Now, our streaming service, that would be the next thing. Offering the means of distributing PlayStation content to PlayStation devices, that's no big deal. But non-PlayStation Sony devices like Bravia Television, that's starting to get pretty interesting and quite big. But then, non-Sony, non-PlayStation devices, so, potentially any television in the world, any tablet in the world, any mobile device in the world, without having to own a PlayStation, you can play PlayStation games. Mind-boggling. Very difficult to implement, huge number of barriers, commercial, technical, and so on, but the vision is a very seductive one. So, 3 things: great games, making the core PS4 experience better, and then innovating with an eye to the longer term. The great majority of PS4 games will support SharePlay. There may be 1 or 2 that don't, and I think if there's particular use of the camera, that might be a bit problematic. We thought about this quite a lot, and we think 60 minutes is actually a real good period of time to allow somebody who doesn't own a game to be able to play it at pretty much any point in the game. Is there potential to adjust that period? There is the potential to do that. We haven't yet introduced the feature, so talking about changing it would be premature, and there are certainly no plans to change it right yet. We think about this really carefully, and the first point is that it was very important for us to continue with the instant game collection with PS4 after it launched, and that any PlayStation platform that we have out there, so PS3, PS Vita and PS4, would all be embraced within the PlayStation Plus proposition. One of the things we try to do is to get a little bit kind of cleverer and smarter with some of the things we do with PS Plus, and we are debuting games in PlayStation Plus, which you think is cool. And a lot of the indie stuff that we see coming to the platform now lends itself very nicely to PlayStation Plus, and cutting deals with some of these indie developers to get it in there first before it's more widely available on the PlayStation network. I wouldn't read too much into the fact that we didn't talk about PS Vita at Gamescom. You have a very finite amount of time at these shows, and you really want to focus. You've got a lot to say. You've always got more to say than you have time available, and we really, PS4 right now is the main event, and we really wanted to focus on that and felt we had a very strong story to tell there, so that's what we did. That shouldn't be interpreted as saying we're neglecting Vita or we don't think Vita's important. It's a really important part of the ecosystem. A lot of games still been developed, mainly short form, that's true, but equally pretty much every PS4 game that's been published right now can be played on PS Vita via remote play. So that's a pretty powerful extension to the PS Vita library. One of the great things, and I think it started with us blazing the trail with having games localized into Polish language, and that was a really important thing that we led the way with 5 or 10 years ago, and I think it kind of sowed the seeds for the sort of building up of a Polish gaming community, and there's a lot of localization and other activity done within Poland, and increasingly a lot of development. And those two developers you mentioned we're very happy to be working with them, and there is other stuff going on that I just can't talk about right now, I'm afraid.